Thank you very much, Jonathan. We've had throughout the morning, we've had ambitions of Rwanda becoming a tech hub. We've heard about the fact that we're setting up and working on developing a financial center. And also references have been made to some analysis that has been done in terms of the landscape. What does the fintech landscape look like? With majority of the companies, more than 17 to 20% of the companies that were surveyed last year were mostly in digital payments. That number, as we've seen in the previous panel, has been changing with more companies coming into the lending, fintech lending space, as well as the saving space. So, and every journey starts somewhere. A while ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, we started a journey of developing the private sector in terms of putting in place framework and systems that would catalyze the ecosystem to grow. And today, we're here to announce that a fintech hub, or launch the fintech hub, that we're working with different partners, lead partner being the government of Rwanda, obviously, and UNCDF, United Nations Capital Development Fund, and my colleague here, Tesi Rusagara, the MD for Kigali Innovation City. Kigali Innovation City has very ambitious plans, but it has to start somewhere. So how does, what do you plan? Why a fintech hub? Maybe how does it play into the broader space?
Thank you, Alex. Maybe to take a step back, Rwanda has ambitions to become a tech and innovation hub, a pan-African tech and innovation hub. We also have ambitions to become a financial center, like we heard from the Kigali International Financial Center. So sitting here today when we talk about fintech, fintech has been identified as a very strategic area, both because of the impact that it can have to our economy. Financial inclusion would really not only reduce poverty, but create a lot of opportunities for prosperity and for people to move, for incomes to increase and upward mobility for our population. We also have the vision for the financial center and having a very strong financial services sector that is also powered and backed by technology and innovation would really create a very competitive advantage for Rwanda, but also give us the opportunity to serve the globe. So when we start to think about the FinTech Hub, it really brings together all these, it helps us achieve this vision and puts us on the path to achieve this vision. It comes in to fill a gap that we had in terms of helping accelerate fintechs, increasing the number of fintechs that are raising money, helping them find product market fit, hire people and so on. Which helps us increase the number of startups that we have locally in our ecosystem, which in turn has, unlimited opportunities in terms of the investments we've made in talent, in the policy framework, and so on. So we're quite excited for it because it really brings together different players in the ecosystem. We've had companies that have started so far that Alex can talk about. Continue.
I'm also off.
Great.
Yeah.
Are we back? Yeah.
So the companies that we surveyed last year in partnership with UNCDF and other partners, from regulators to players, enablers, and we identified some bottlenecks that companies that are at a particular stage of development were facing, and these also the space, or rather the key challenges that the FinTech Hub is going to be supporting to get rid of. So it's a virtual acceleration program that covers 4 areas. 1, regulatory space, support on helping companies go through the process of whether it's licensing or making sure that the policies that are in place are actually conducive for particular new innovative business models and technologies as well. We've seen a surge of blockchain across the world, and crypto and ICOs and new models of fundraising that are different from what we used to see in traditional financial services. So the third element is on the knowledge base, building up the knowledge base. We understand and appreciate the fact that financial services is not just, is highly regulated to start with, but also requires in-depth domain knowledge that we saw was one of the limiting factors for companies, for technologists especially, to innovate and to come up with new products, as we've witnessed in the previous panel, that actually solve problems for this market. And these factors, the three factors, now have to also be capitalized, because capital and access to capital is the other element that we, in our market, we found in the survey and the research that we did was one of the key limiting factors. But as you know, that before someone writes you their check, they need to verify and to make sure that a number of things have been fulfilled. And that's where the investment readiness part comes in. And we're working at the moment with 5 companies that are in our first cohort. We'll be running new cohorts. And we're also looking at all sorts of different partnerships, from media partnerships to financial services partners. We've already onboarded a number of financial services partners, including associations of financial services providers. And these, we believe, will help to bring, as Tesi was saying earlier, to bring the different nodes that are needed in order to build a vibrant technology or financial services sector that is powered by technology. So with that, I want to come back to Tesi and ask her around the proof of concept, because I know viewers or those that are following this today, the World Fintech Festival, may be wondering, I have a blockchain tech, or I have a business model that I want to test out. How would the Fintech Hub and Kigali Innovation City as a partner facilitate?
Yeah. Thank you, Alex. So over the years, for those of you who are listening and may not be familiar with Rwanda, we've really emerged as a great testing bed for new innovations, driven by the ambitions we have, both to become a tech and innovation hub, but in terms of transformational growth in our country, but also by a willingness, especially from the part of the government, to embrace new technologies. I think you heard early on one of our panels when Olivia from Benefactors talked about the ability to co-create the regulation for factoring with a regulator. And this is not beyond fintech. This translates to a lot of other sectors. We've seen it with drones, we've seen it with telemedicine, and so on. And so in financial services, this is one area that we've also earmarked where there's a lot of innovation happening right now. Not everyone has figured out what needs to be done from a regulatory perspective, from the customer perspective. So we welcome you to use Rwanda as a test bed, as a destination for you to try your proof of concept. We would facilitate both in terms of introductions, but also helping you understand what the market requires, and through programs like the Fintech Hub, which also help you, take it from concept, but also further turn it into an actual business that can scale. And then lastly, if there's success, thinking about what are the opportunities for market access and for you to scale to other markets on the continent and globally. We've had great success stories, as I mentioned, with drones and in healthcare and so on, and we believe that there's a lot more room for innovation and for more proof of concepts that use Rwanda as a test bed to start, but can then scale to the globe and beyond.
Thank you very much, Tesi. And actually, the FinTech Hub also is coming out to play an enabling factor, or rather role, with the rest of the other hubs that we're working on, from artificial intelligence to agri-tech and health tech. Mm-hmm. And finance is needed everywhere. Payments are done everywhere. And financing different technologies also is needed. Actually, in terms of scaling, starting from Rwanda and scaling outside, we've seen companies like Countable that started a while ago in trade finance, started in Rwanda, and now they're doing business in 3 or 4 other African countries. Comza, our very own, that are started here. And earlier on, we had Ad Finance on the panel, who are in 7 African markets. So what we want to build, or what we're building within, in Rwanda, from Rwanda to the rest of the continent, to the rest of the world, some already companies are in Middle East, is to say, come, you're welcome, we're open for business. As I started off earlier saying, Africa is open for business, and Rwanda is open as your gateway to the rest of the continent and beyond. And we welcome you, we invite you to come, make yourself a home. It's a lovely place to live. I guess we've already witnessed some people from outside Rwanda that are living here and working from here and doing business on the continent. So thank you for today, and I want to say again, to reiterate that you're very welcome, and the Fintech Hub looks forward, if you're a financial services company, organization that is looking to do business here, reach out, connect with us, and we will be happy and excited to welcome you into the Fintech Hub. So with that, I hand back over to our host, Jonathan.